Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome to a game called Our Life Beginnings and Always. This is a visual novel romance game, and there's some interesting little things that you can obviously learn about different characters, and there's 4 different steps of basically steps of the story, and multiple different playthroughs based off different reactions and stuff, and obviously you can see different reactions and stuff. Yeah, so and it's first person's perspective, and there's a lot of different things. There's DLCs which you can obviously get, and yeah, I'll just kind of skim through over the tutorial. If you want to read through this, obviously you can read through this. But yeah, there's different interest levels and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of different fun things. Yeah. Okay, so let's just start from the beginning, shall we? Okay, yeah. So we just obviously we go over the tutorial, which we let's see. Oval. I like tan. I like eye color. I like the blue. Let's see here. That's cute. Let's see here. I'm just kind of skimming through everything. Yeah, I like that. That's cute. Hair color. No, I like brown. Brown looks cute. You know, Luna. Mare. Go with they. Okay, there's only Jamie. Okay. Birthmark. Let's see, scars. I like that scar. That scar is cute. Here's the cheeks, then freckles. I like the freckles under the eyes. Do you like the little birthmark on the nose? It's kind of cute. Slender hands. Those are cute. I'll say I have a birthmark on my back and chest. I have scars on, actually no, birthmark on back, scars on arm, chest, and legs. Freckles on arms. I like shirts and pants. Accessory types, necklaces, and watches. And let's go with that fun little thing. Summer and sunset bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town begins to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crispy and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside of your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing through their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most just often said hello. So we got some options. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day. They nodded back in minutes. You ended up saying hi to lots of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went are the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the residents. You know, this is so fitting for me. I was too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. They still smiled to you anyways, and they made you feel a little bit more comfortable. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person, or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whatever it was, you'd never seen him before. One thing about knowing everybody in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't really recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your moms had talked with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people you can help even if you don't know them. And you weren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a little bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your front door. You slowed down. Your mind was racing for ideas how to get past him unseen, but it was too late to escape. There was a split second where your eyes met and you took in a shaky breath, your eyes staring to the sky, pretending to stare at a bird who was hovering nearby. Hey! His voice startled you and made you jump, but you still hadn't looked at him. The bird landed on a top of a nearby gate post, and its black feathers ruffled against the gentle breeze. Trying to keep your eyes on it was tough, especially when the man stood up and started to make his way towards you. I feel like, realistically, I would want to say, still unfriendly, want to be polite, but like, your whole body froze as he approached. Do you live around here? What's your name? Do I have voices on? I guess I do not have voices on. I don't know. You looked up at the man up and down, taking in his tanned skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made his assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. If he's dangerous, it's not good to say yes to anything, so I continued to say nothing. If you do, he rubbed at the back of his neck uncomfortably, giving you a small smile. He reached into his pocket and put it in a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well, could you do me a favor? Nothing bad. Sorry, Chiv. Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. And from where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name's Cove. He's about your age. You chewed on the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. He wasn't the only person like that in Sunset Bird. We moved in across the street, see? He gestured toward the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching in the late afternoon sunlight reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Luna May, right? I met your moms early and they told me your age, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it up to your attention, a hopeful smile tinting at his lips at the corner. Can you at least try to be friends with the boy? Just give him a chance and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him. But you gotta keep it a secret too, okay? I wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? Had your mom done that for you, Lizzie? The thought made you frown. What do you say? Want to make a deal? To be honest, I'll take the money. Like, money's money. Like, if I'm an 8-year-old, I'm gonna take the money. Cause, like, that's a lot for an 8-year-old. You carefully plucked the bill from his outstretched hands, grinning at the thoughts of what you could do with that much cash. Sweets, tickets to the movie, cute stuffed animal, set up library card. I'm torn between sweets and a stuffed animal. Probably all the sweets. Your tummy rumbled thinking about it. And that was just the start, you thought. The sky was the limit with that kind of amount. The man smiled at you, his eyes twinkling at the size as he did. Great, that's great. I'll bring him by tomorrow. Wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but, well, I don't know who he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked, you thought he was actually starting to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. I can try. You nodded, not totally certain that you'll find Cove, but you're willing to look. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away and said, Your mom's already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back and... That's not so important. I have to go. Thanks again, Luna, so much. He jogged down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Step 1. First sight. The chirping of crickets and tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill you can see an ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. Okay, you always love the ocean's fun. You love to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk and sea serpents that you imagined living far beneath it. Very true. You also did enjoy the beach all that much, especially in the sand, which got absolutely ever. Also true. But I feel like for me, I loved hearing stories about the sea. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself that you'd seen a flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. You took a deep breath and you wanted to try and relax and couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. There was a boy sitting at the top of the hill. Look at him. And his eyes are blinking too, almost completely hidden within the long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. I'm actually going to quickly just... whoop. Can I... do I have the thing? I'll have to check. For whatever reason, probably that he wasn't paying attention yet, he hadn't noticed it yet. Watch him hid for a minute or longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have sad frowns. But this new boy did. You wondered what could have upset him. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another, and then he glances your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected in the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show him you weren't scary. Hi. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his side. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He's adorable. He's been crying. There are traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking in the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. You obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something that the man earlier had struck onto you. Cove? His eyes wide as he studied you. How'd you know that? You touched the money in your pocket, feeling it crinkle beneath your fingertips. I'm all-knowing. That's a lie. Tell the truth. Okay, your dad told me who you were. Oh, there is voices. Let me put up the voices. So is this your hill? He gestures with an uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave it if it is. You shook your head. While doing so, you also pick out a strand of lint on your leg. What a weird question to ask someone. Oh. He sat back down with a thumb resting on his chin and his knees again. Curious about it, the strange new boy with an odd dad, he sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered the hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents, they don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking to his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave and took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heavy with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping his eyes with the back of his hand before putting them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. Your dad seems kind of nice. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. It must be hard for Cove, living here without his mom, but at least he still had a parent who cared about him. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Luna!
Cove?
Kids, where'd you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell him we're here.
I want to go home.
I don't want to go back to the house. I want to go home. You'll be okay. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna be. It's not all gonna be fine. But isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot at him a grin and put yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His sad voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm.
Sorry.
I still don't want to go. You waited silently with him. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad, even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appear over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you, and they rushed over. Ah, adore moms. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, face filled with worry. Luna, you're here after all. We at the park to check for Cove, and then heard what had happened earlier when we met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. Mommy gave Cove a small smile, and then she turned back to you. So, Mommy, the one with MY, is the one on the left. Thank God you both felt right. And then Mom, with no extra additives, is the one on the right. Were you two having fun out here? You looked over to Cove, who was wiggling slightly against his dad's tight hug, and pushed at his arm. He shrugged. He's new here. It was okay. Finally letting go of the squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Luna knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading toward the neighborhood. Watch Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what, we'll have a proper play date tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? Sure, can I show him my stuff?
Of course.
Then okay. Both of your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put your arm around your shoulder and led you toward the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. This is how you feel towards Cove for the steps. You can change it later in later steps. Comfort. Relaxed. I feel like relaxed. I feel indifferent right now. And with that, I'm going to end this here. So I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives. And may the stars forever guide your path wherever they might lead you into the future. See you next time, everybody.